Yo guys, so welcome back to Leo the Beekeeper. I haven't done inspection in the last 2 weeks since the first inspection which I conducted. So basically I wanna go into the beehive and sort of like do inspection and see how they are coping, and if they do need any fondant, then obviously I'll put the fondant in, because the conditions in the UK, especially talking about the region, the London region, they seem to be very I'd say there's variations in regards to the weather, especially in the UK. So it could be raining up north, and then down south it would be really sunny. So all the beekeepers in the UK, we basically sort of don't really have a plan on a monthly basis, like on a weekly basis, because of the weather conditions. It's just up to us as individuals how we actually manage our beehives and what the weather conditions are that week. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not, I don't get to check on my beehive on a daily basis. So because of the cool conditions, yes, we do have a flow, but sometimes the bees can't get out of the beehive. I am going to put some fondant in, and then just have that as my insurance, I guess. So let's get into this. Just going to bring you in a little bit closer so you can get up close to the action and understand what's going on in my beehive. And I did put in a slab of fondant, I guess they've been eating. There's some creepy crawlies in my beehive also, but it's nature. It's a part of keeping a beehive, and you're gonna see ants, woodworm, but those things you just don't have to be scared about. So I'm just gonna have a look. Look in here. Oh. Taking the super apart. So this is the super with foundation frames, original super which I had last year, and looks like there is honey in there, but it's quite solid, and that's why I've seen a lot of the bees trying to collect some water. So I'm going to put this to one side. Bees haven't actually moved up into this brand new flow super, so there hasn't been any transfer of honey going up to the flow super. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, weather conditions vary in the UK. So currently in London area, there it seems to be hit and miss. We get bursts of sunshine and then a few days of rain. So, and then we're going through a cold period at the moment, and we're sort of in the middle of April, and it is weird. The seasons are weird. So anyway, I'm going to move the flow super off, And I'm going to put that somewhere. Sorry, not foundation. What am I on about? Fondant left over in 2 separate bags. So I cut the bag, I put it on 2 separate sides, but it looks as if they built into the. They've built some comb in, and I'm gonna try getting rid of that comb. Yeah, it's, I think because of the bee space also. So I might just have to. I might have to turn this around and then see what happens. It's a bit of an experimental game, having a new piece of kit. So yeah, you'll have to all bear with me. What I might do is get a little piece of Tupperware or something so I can put all the excess wax in there. So I've got a bit of a collection going in regards to excess wax. So I'm going to use this container to, you know, take off all the wax and stuff, and it can go somewhere. So I'll just leave this at the very front. So it can sit there, and I'm going to give this. Okay, so I'm going to go into the beehive now, and before I do that, actually, what I will do, take this off, shake the bees off this, and try having a look. Yep, that seems to be good. Leave this here. Just take off all the excess wax. You know, if you keep wax on your equipment and it builds up, it's going to be, I wouldn't say a disaster, but it's just going to be hard for you as the beekeeper to basically manage your equipment, and you know, especially queen excluders as well, because once they start building wax on, it gets harder to actually clean up. So I learned that from last year, and I'll just move these bees out of the way. Just use the beehive to your advantage, and just use it as a balance. Be careful you don't get any of your bees, because obviously it's, don't want to kill any bees. Get them to gradually just go. If they go. If they don't, use a bit of smoke. They'll disappear. Hopefully. Okay. Well, I've done my best in regards to cleaning my queen excluder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to inspect my beehive. Right, I'm back. So now we're going to conduct an inspection of the beehive and take these little bits of plastic off. They're not needed anymore, and that as well. Grab this. Take excess wax off. work myself through looking through all the frames. I'm going to check through all the frames. Plenty of stores here. And let me just show you. That's what I'm looking at. You could see they've got food on the very outside, but then I don't think, yeah, that looks like, it looks like to me it's, I can't, it looks like food. It looks like food to me. So what I've decided is I'm going to abandon my inspection because the bees seem to be a little bit on the frustrated side. But what I want to do, and what I wanted to do, is to feed them some fondant, and so just in case they can't go and forage or they can't get any supplies of you know, nectar or pollen, they have some kind of food, or if they can't get it up into the super, you know, they've got that backup plan of you know, feeding themselves on foundation and having that kind of energy which they need to survive. So that's my plan. Now I'm sort of debating if I need to use up the foundation which I've opened already, or you know, using the Apipasta foundation which has the added nutrients like the amino acids and the vitamins and stuff. Yeah, I'll make a decision and get that in there, I guess. So I've decided to use up the fondant which I'd opened a good few months ago, and yeah, hopefully that'll do the trick, because they only need a very small amount. It's going to be apparently good weather in the next 10 days or so, so this will do them. Oh, before I put everything else on, I need to push the frames forward. I always forget this part. Put this in.